Hello everyone, welcome back to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi and I'm really happy to be bringing you another pick a card reading. This one I hope is going to be a short and sweet one. I'm taking a break from personal readings. Thank you so much to everyone who booked with me. I love the fact that you trust me to give you some sort of inspiration and some advice regarding your current life situation. It is truly a blessing for me to be able to do this kind of work and to be able to work with you guys. So super happy to do so. For those of you who cannot afford a reading, I love to put these readings out there for free on YouTube. Feel free to donate to the channel if you feel so inclined. If not, I still love you. You're still welcomed here, and I'm really happy to be creating this content for you. Today in this reading, we're going to tackle a topic that I haven't seen put out there so much among other tarot readers, and this is how to open up emotionally. I keep saying it in my personal readings as well, to open your heart chakra, to open up emotionally to the beauty of the world, and I'm also trying to do some personal work on this aspect myself. So I think it would be really interesting to see what Spirit has to say, what advice comes from beyond the veil, from the 5D, regarding how we can work towards opening up ourselves more emotionally and thereby being able to establish long-term, beautifully intimate personal relationships. So you have a choice today from 3 piles. I have here some flowers I picked, some wildflowers I picked from a field nearby my house. Unfortunately, they don't look so fresh because I got the bouquet yesterday and by then they kind of wilted a little bit, but I do think that they look very beautiful in that kind of old school botanical almanac kind of way. So you have a choice today between what looks like a daisy, I think, daisy and tiger's eye, pile 1. Pile 2 is my favorite flower, poppy, and one of my favorite stones, carnelian. And pile 3, we have this beautiful, this is actually an acrylic painted stone, so it's not a semi-precious stone, it's just a beautiful stone. And it's a form of wildflower. It's a pink wildflower. In my culture, we call it garafa, but I don't really know exactly the English translation, and I don't know if I can look it up. But let's call it pink wildflower for those wild romantics out there. Okay, guys? Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And allow your intuition to guide you towards the pile that most sings to your soul. Once you've made this choice, I look forward to seeing you at your pile, at my pile as well. What's yours is mine. See you there. Bye. Hey, pile 1. Hey. This is for those of you that were drawn to this daisy bouquet, tiny daisy bouquet, and the tiger's eye stone. So already I can feel that there is a very beautiful mixture here between purity, a little bit of excitement and enthusiasm in your soul, but also a little bit of a badass, brave side. You're courageous, you're passionate, you like stability, but at the same time you enjoy purity, cleanliness, and you enjoy to just have fun, have a laugh, relax. So let's see what cards you have. I pulled 4 cards. 2 from 2 tarot decks, the Good Tarot and the Illuminated Tarot, and 2 from the Divine Feather Oracle and from Crystal Angels deck, Doreen Virtue's Crystal Angels deck. Gorgeous. So let's see. You have the Emperor, the 10 of Pentacles. In this deck, it's the 10 of Diamonds. Unakite, answered prayers. And let me read you what it says here. All your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. Congratulations. And then we have here Hummingbird. Release what you've been carrying and lighten up. New joy is on the way. How can you open up your heart emotionally? I'm getting fragrances. I'm getting burning incense. I think this is really healing from you. I'm getting swift movements of air. Loud noises. I'm sorry if you hear some sounds. There are just children playing outside in front of my building. Loud noises. You need to be around loud loud people, but not like violent, angry people, but people that laugh, almost like a festival kind of atmosphere. Although in the spirit, unfortunately, festivals are not allowed, but a group of friends that you can talk to. I'm getting that you need some sort of social stimulation. You need to be able to be seen. You need to have people confirming your authority. You need to trust that good things are happening. You need to trust that whatever you launch with the power of your mind is going to come back to you. I'm hearing you need to trust that the stability you crave is already within you. You are capable of creating stability. Don't look without, look within. How can Pile 1 open their heart even more? I'm getting like the image of a pink rose that opens up its petals very gently, one by one. Almost like an onion that has many layers. Allow yourself the slow process of opening up. Is that grammatically correct? Potentially not. That's what happens when you channel. Have fun. Have fun. You need to laugh. You need to laugh. The Emperor, Aries energy. Laugh. The daisy. It's beautiful yellow. And Tiger's Eye, number 4 is the number of stability, is the number of the master builder, foundations. And Tiger's Eye, this brown, beautiful gold brown, is as well. Brown is stability, the earth. Building things makes you happy. Creating things, constructing things makes you happy. You could be really drawn to houses. You could be drawn, like you enjoy walking through cities and looking at houses and thinking, if I would have designed this, how would I have created it? Or you have these fantasies where you're walking through cities and you try to picture yourself living the life of the person living in that house. You love to be invited into people's homes and you love to look at how a house was built, imagining who lived before this family in this house. How would it feel like to live in this house? I feel like you enjoy watching shows that are about people redecorating their homes, creating homes in unexpected places, such as refurbishing an old bus and using that as a home, or tiny houses. Ideas for tiny houses that look perfect and neat on the inside, but they are just a cube, a massive cube. Your heart has been blocked because somebody, God, I'm feeling like, I'm thinking almost like somebody punched it, but it wasn't like a real punch. It felt almost as if somebody, boom. This is the blow that this area of your body, of your energetic body, not only your physical body, received. And you lost for a while this understanding that you can create the abundance that you've so imagined you could have. I feel like from a young age you had these fantasies about having a lot. Potentially you come from a background where there was little, or there wasn't enough, or what you received belonged to other people and you could only have it in a form of you need to give it back, or it was secondhand, or it was lent, or it was asked back. Conditional giving. So you have this need, your soul has this need, your heart has this need to have something of your own. And it could be something tangible. You want to touch it. You want to feel that it's your own. You want to be a conqueror in that area of your life. It's like, it's mine. I created it. I have it. Nobody can take it away from me. And it's not secondhand, it's not lent, it's not borrowed, it's not somebody else's, it's mine. I feel like you have these fantasies of family wealth or legacy or generational wealth. You want to leave things, like almost like that old-fashioned thing about creating a dowry to leave to your children. You enjoy collecting objects, jewelry, antiquities. They remind you of nostalgic periods of times. You could be very drawn to the past life story idea. You might have really enjoyed my video about the past life. That was my most viewed one. A bit of a romantic at heart, but quite tough on the exterior. Because you crave to have, you crave to win. In the best possible way, in a way in which you affirm your independence. I feel like ultimately, you just want to feel the reality of having someone close to you. So how can you open your heart? Releasing things. Doing relief work. And this could literally mean relief work in the sense of helping people who have nothing, like you might have had in your childhood, helping them get something. Volunteering, working for associations that help people that have been affected by landslides, earthquakes, tsunamis, war. Working with refugees, working with immigrants, working with homeless people. People that, if they had something in their life, it was taken away from them. People that have nothing in terms of the material and financial wealth and success that we crave and we create. By giving to these people, you will open your heart because you will heal that inner child within you. You will see, it's almost as if you will have this mirror image where you will give something to a person that has nothing, and the moment when they will receive that, the way they're gonna grab that object, the relief or the thankfulness that they will have on their face will be projected back onto your soul. You will receive that and it will open your heart. It might make you cry. I feel like crying. Ooh, oh God. I feel like crying, okay? Because I can feel this. I can feel like how your soul is opening up through this. By giving to others objects, by being a mediator, those objects don't have to be your own. You don't have to work and acquire wealth and give it to other people. You can work for an organization that already does that. Collects benefits from taxes or donations, and then they distribute the resources, and you can be one of that person that helps distribute the resources. Or you can have your own money and then you can choose to share it with other people. But I think that it will be good for you because of all this earth energy, because of all this green. In order for this process to work and in order for you to feel the mirroring, don't just donate through online transactions. It's easy to do so. And it's more dangerous during this period to generally be close to people. But I think that once we go over this epidemic and the dangers of this epidemic, it will be so important for you to genuinely see the people that you give things to. This is how you can open your heart. This is how you can heal that child within you that was always like asking for more food and there wasn't, asking to have beautiful clothes and there weren't, wanting to be smart and special, but potentially there was no access to a school, wanting to not keep wearing your brother's or your siblings' shoes, or that's what I'm getting, like scarves knitted by your mom, not bought from stores, shiny new things. There's nothing wrong in wanting that. There's nothing wrong in wanting to experience the joys that material goods can bring us. Especially if you didn't have that experience. The soul wants to experience things. And I think this is how you can open your heart. It's a very earthy, materially minded exchange of goods kind of energy. And don't be ashamed of it. Don't let people guilt trip you into that crap. Confirmation from Spirit. Allow your soul to heal that part. You will cry. Good, release it. You'll cry in these moments when you'll see the other person's gratefulness. Good, release it. Release what you've been holding on to. This is a beautiful, beautiful, I feel it will be a beautiful moment for you where you can experience the sense of sorrow. You know, tears will overwhelm you just like they almost overwhelmed me. So I was tuning into your energy, and then you'll feel good, you'll feel happy, you'll feel fulfilled. This is how you can open your heart, pile number 1. I think it's a really beautiful thing. I think you generally have the capacity to bring prayers into the material realm. Answered prayers, I think in this situation, is you can, through your work, through how you exist in the world and through your contribution to society, help materially and financially answer the prayers of those people that are the most tried in this lifetime. And if you're doing this kind of work, please comment down below and let me know. You deserve so much love and so much light. Okay, pile number 1. I'm gonna close it here before I start crying again. This has been awesome. I hope it helped. I hope it brought you some happiness and some relief. That was the intention with which I created this. And if it didn't resonate, please choose another pile. Okay, guys? I send you all my love. Bye. Hey, pile 2. How are you? I hope you're well. So this is for those of you that were drawn to this poppy and the carnelian combo. I really enjoy this one because it's a bud that hasn't yet bloomed. And I have a feeling like you're just in the process of deciding to open your heart. I think this is my pile as well, so it'll be really interesting to see what messages come up for us. Pile 1 got me a little bit emotional, I have to say. So I pulled 4 cards for you, 2 from 2 different tarot decks and 2 from 2 different oracle decks, just to help me understand what needs opening up for you. I feel this is romantic, some sort of romantic pain. I'm not getting easy access to you. I'm not getting easy access to you. Oh, okay, this gets deep. Let's see. You have the 6 of water. So this is the 6 of cups. You have the 3 of swords. Clear quartz. Let yourself feel all of your emotions. Your entire rainbow spectrums of feelings is sending you an important message and guidance. Clearing. Clearing. I feel like I want to touch the clear quartz that I see in front of me and that appeared in your reading. And finally, we have the vulture. So, accept the inevitable. Let go of the past and welcome a rebirth to begin. Yeah. Ooh, okay. I keep hearing you were unloved. Okay, hear me out, okay? You feel like you were unloved. But there's a part of you that is blocking the heart chakra with a pain that goes really, really deep down. It stems way back, not even childhood, it stems from, the womb time. You were either conceived or brought into an atmosphere of sadness. There were power plays, there were conditions, you were potentially an unwanted child, but you did not know about that. That was the secret that marked a lot of the behaviors taking place in your life. People masked the fact that they did not want you by pretending like they did, because doing so made them look good in front of others, made them look as if we are good parents, we are good friends, we are good siblings, we are good, I'm getting foster parents as well for some of you. We look dutiful, we look responsible. But I don't think that there was genuine love taking place there. There was a feeling of pretending, I hear, pretending, a mask. Mask falls and another mask is put on. You grew up amongst illusions and you learned to love illusions. But I also feel that you weren't completely unloved. I feel that your presence, in spite of the fact that you might have been unwanted or unplanned, and that was the family secret, just your evidence, your presence, your light, your body, made people fall in love with you to the point where if you left, they missed you so dearly. You became such a giving part of their life that if you removed yourself from contact with them, it's almost as if they lost a limb. That's how they felt. There is a game here in your interactions with other people where they see you, they don't give you value, but you nonetheless remain yourself. I think that it's hard for you to lie to other people, in spite of the fact that you are being lied to constantly. And not even in conscious ways, in unconscious way, you keep meeting or attracting people that mirror the dynamics into which you were born. Those masks, those I love you. Said, thought, but not felt. You learn to trust words over feelings. You learn to trust thoughts over feelings. You learn to suppress your intuition, although your intuition, I feel like you had frequent belly pains when you were a child, and that's because you felt it. You felt, this is a lie. Your gut was telling you, when mommy says this, she doesn't mean it. I'm gonna try not to cry. So I hope this doesn't trigger a lot of you out there, but I do feel like it's, for some of you, this might be something quite important to hear during this time. Because hear me out, the beauty of the situation is that your power, your authenticity, your incapacity to lie, your naivety, or it was perceived as naivety, you were just being yourself, ultimately made the other person crumble. I'm reminded here of the legend of Miao Shan, who had to live with a really abusive father who kept attacking her, and she just responded with kindness and kindness and kindness. And it took him killing her for her to become a saint, come back and prove her worthiness to him. There is that sense of not really saintliness, but like martyrdom happening in your pile. I know that it might freak some of you out there. I can feel a little bit the resistance. But I also feel like there is a wall of ice created around your heart, like frost. And you blocked your intuition in order to survive in that environment, but now you're no longer living in it. So the frost is unnecessary. And I keep holding this card because this is the evidence. This is the reality. This is how you feel about your emotions. Stabbed through the heart, the Three of Swords. Yuck. I put it down, smashed it down, because you chose the poppy and you chose the carnelian, the red, the passion, the life that is within you, wanting to come forth, the fire, expressing yourself, and the heck with it. No longer restraining, censoring yourself, silencing yourself. You could have been born in those children should be heard but not seen dynamics. Sorry, children should be seen but not heard dynamics. I think that was the saying. Horrible saying. Anyway, why would you do that to children? Unless you don't have a heart, right? So we have here 6 of water. I feel like the way in which you can open your heart is just to go back down memory lane on a lot of the memories that you have. And I think a lot of them are very tough memories. I feel like some of you remember a lot of darkness, abandonment, wanting people to be there to protect you. And where were they? Oh, this goes deep for some of you. Go back and fill that memory with light, with the light you are currently having in your life, because I think a lot of you survived, and not only that, but you thrived in your life. You met people who saw this beauty in you, this authenticity, people that did not know you when you were younger. Not everybody repressed you or blocked you or treated you unfairly. There were people that were quintessential in your becoming, people that supported you along the way. I feel like you might have had some, you're almost like fairy godmothers along the way that were cheering on you. Ancestors, like your ancestral heritage, I feel like it's filled with warrior type like women and men, you know? I'm getting some of them had face tattoos. Some of them were really bulky. The women were very tight-lipped, but oh my God, they could cook and clean and build houses and go to war and mend fences. They were just very crafty and handy. And it's like, oh, you bring me down? Well, I'm going to get back up, and again and again and again until you defeat whatever negative energy was placed upon you just by standing your ground, by being stubborn, by being stubbornly you and authentic. You need to take a trip down memory lane and blast with love and light and energy your past. Do not allow your past to keep blocking your heart. Defrost the area around your heart. How can you do that? By allowing everything to come up to the surface. There's been so much repression. People controlling your laughter, controlling your crying, controlling your anger. So much control. It's almost like a ring of Saturn was placed around your heart. Some of you could have Moon conjunct Saturn. This is my placement as well. I think this is why I was drawn to this pile. Release the control, because you no longer need to be in that mindset of pain and freezing. I feel like sometimes you want to give. You give, but up to a certain point it gets blocked. The fear, the limit, the icy ring. Blast the icy ring with passion. Feel anger, feel sadness, feel excitement. I feel like the moment a feeling wants to come up, it's like, no. You apply reason and you control it. You could have a very well-developed frontal cortex. But it's really important for you to be happy and to open up your heart, to create better relations, to allow yourself to feel a lot of things. It's beautiful to feel. Even the drama. And I'm saying this to myself as I'm saying it to you. There is this fear of experiencing things, of things getting too intense emotionally. What's going to happen? And this isn't only with intense shouting or arguments or anger, but it's also, what do you do with intense joy? How do you process it? What do you do when you're bursting with excitement? Letting yourself feel all your feelings and allowing for good outlets to experience that. So rather than suppressing it by self-medicating, by using all sorts of opiates or alcohol-related suppressants, yeah? Just allow yourself to feel. Let your heart feel things. You can start practicing by watching movies. That could be one way to do it. I'm hearing like a streetcar named Desire. Watch that. Begin with that. It is a bit of a tough story though. But you might need tough. Tough in the sense that it opens your heart. It is a tough subject because that is a person in that movie that you see how she is being, how her vulnerability is being used against her. Similar topic, right? To something you have felt. And I'm trying here not to project my own life story, but I feel that those who are going to choose pile 2 might be kindred spirits, might be part of my soul family. A really important way to cleanse yourself and to allow yourself to feel things, to not feel rancor and resentment, is to just accept that what happened, happened. You were meant to go through this karmically. It strengthened you. It gave you some skills that your soul needed to learn in order to live out their life path, their life lessons in this reality. But that there also comes a point in time where you don't need to keep repeating the same childhood conditioning. You can stop, reflect, blast your childhood with light, see both the good parts and the bad parts, and then make choices that empower you, that help you change things in your present. I'm hearing like go on trips, travel, meet lots of people, do really fun, exciting things. Like do some sort of, those kind of wild adventure sports, bungee jumping, go on a montagne russe or carousel, right, a really fast one. Do things that kind of make your heart beat faster. Fall in love, fall out of love. Allow yourself to feel, Don't hesitate. If an opportunity comes for fun, for excitement, for intense sexual pleasure, for romance, you might go like, oh, put the brakes on this. You will regret it. Don't. Give in. Give in and see where it takes you. It's an experience. Your soul wants to have these experiences. Obviously, don't do something ultra harmful. But I think it's more harmful for you to keep repeating the same childhood conditioning, to suppress yourself with, whenever you feel an intense feeling coming up, you feel ashamed because you feel, and then you go and you have drinks. Instead of just allowing the feeling to burst open, bubble up. Feel. I'm getting a little bit of a headache when I'm like a wooziness, not really a headache, but like a wooziness. Because I feel it's almost as if as your heart is going to open up, you might get a little bit dizzy and woozy because it's trying to align itself with this very tough and well-developed control center. Feel. And then ground your passion into something, a long-term committed relationship. Put your passion into a long-term study, like doing a PhD, or starting your own business, or traveling for a year, having all sorts of fantastic adventures, backpacking. Experience life. You've got nothing to be afraid of. That was the message that I had for you, pile number 2. This is just some advice, some suggestions as to how you can open your heart. It got a little bit deep. I hope I didn't trigger or freak out any of you out there. I do think that for some of you, the work that I'm doing here speaks volumes, so that's why I keep doing it. And it's also helping me heal as well. I heal through how you guys heal as well. It's a give and take. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this message. If not, please choose another pile. And I hope to see you again in my pick a card readings. Bye. Hey pile 3, how are you guys? I hope this is reaching you at a good time. I don't know what messages are going to pop up in this reading. Pile 2 was a bit more intense. Pile 1 got me a little bit emotional. So let's see what comes up for you. Pile 3, this is for those of you that were drawn to this beautiful pink stone and this wild I think it's a daisy. Let's just call it a wild pink flower, yeah? So, okay. There's a lot of silence with you guys. There's a lot of silence. It's almost as if it's hard for me to speak, just tuning into your energy. It's like, move on and get down to business. Do it. I keep hearing these kind of like very strict inner voices. Well, not voices, but it's almost as if my intuition is letting me know that you are giving yourself very strict indications. Your self-talk during the day is kind of like, do this, do that. Have you done this? Why haven't you done that? You know, it's kind of like that. It's a loop. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. A lot of pressure. This is the pile that wants to achieve, and you're doing a lot of things. You might not even have sometimes the patience to watch a pick a card reading, even your option that you've selected until the end, and you might overcrowd your mind with watching too many of them and not actually finishing through the whole message. This is for some of you out there, not throwing you guys under the bus. I just feel like it was needed to actually portray this mirroring thing to show the other side. God, I hope this makes sense. Sometimes I just wonder whether what I say comes across as a bit mad, but I think in this situation, there is something here about the inner critic being harsh. It's almost as if the inner critic is keeping your heart locked in a cage. Your mind is almost as if wants you to be almost like robotic in your perfectionism and how you do tasks and how you achieve it, how much time you spend on your tasks. Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you ticked off your list everything you wanted to do in that day? And your days, I feel, are quite packed. And there's a list forming another list, forming another list. You have post-its on your fridge. You have lists on your phone. I can see you tapping. There is this... I feel that you get out a big notebook and you make another list. Life is processed through manageable chunks of information. So how can you open your heart in this context? Because you were drawn towards one of the most romantic piles. I feel that with all this pink energy, you are quite a sweetheart. But a sweetheart that potentially was taught to micromanage a lot. Things are not gonna get done. Who is gonna do everything? I need to do them. Who's gonna take out the trash? Who's gonna buy the milk? Who's gonna get the groceries? Who's gonna take care of the children? Who's gonna pay the bills? I keep hearing these pragmatic indications that you give yourself. And I'm not sure how your relationship with rest is. I'm hearing blank out, space out, drop into bed. I'm going to stop with the flow there because I feel like this is the moment when I need to show you the cards. We have the Four of Water. Then we have the Three of Wands. It's almost as if like I got this feeling like from the back of my head. Sometimes you might get like a rush, potentially due to stress. As I'm saying this, Jade, wellness. So it says here, the recovery of health and wellness is here. Some of you, some of you might even be annoyed by the fact that my video is quite dark at the moment. And it is because of the fact that there's very little light outside due to the fact that we had stormy weather the whole week. Nonetheless, I wanted to film this for you. Nonetheless, you push on through. Even if there is a stormy situation, you buckle up and you proceed. Again, it's almost a very similar energy to pile number 3, but it's less related to emotional patterns. I think, before I jump to conclusions, let me show you the final card. You've got Osprey. Your success is now at hand. Allow the abundance to flow to you effortlessly. You're almost as if keeping the blessings away by micromanaging your life. I feel like the micromanaging helps you get everything done, but you would do well to just delegate some tasks to other people in your surroundings. There was like a deep hurt that happened to you, and there was a deep romantic disappointment. And I think you chose a path that gave you the financial or material stability. And some of you might not have even chosen that path. I feel like some of you had a child out of wedlock. I feel like some of you got pregnant with a partner that you might not have necessarily fallen in love with, but it just happened. And then you were like, oh, well, okay, I'm going to do this, Very, like there's an air of responsibility about you, of no matter if I have little resources, I'm just going to build my tent in the desert with whatever resources I can find around me. We're going to make it work somehow. Making it work, right? Making it work. I admire this spirit. It's very badass energy, But if you keep pushing against the flow of life, almost as if to punish yourself because you did a mistake in your romantic relationship, it wasn't a mistake, but you perceive it as a mistake. And I feel like you chose this path of pushing yourself, effort, almost as if by putting this effort, you're repenting. You're asking for some sort of redemption, to be forgiven. The thing is that life loves you. Life loves you and it wants to give you so much. You see here, the Four of Water is the cup, the Four of Water, or the Four of Cups, represents the hand of God that is giving you a cup, but you're not seeing it, missing out on a very important opportunity because you allow yourself most of the time to just float in the details and allow them to overcome you. You don't like it, you feel overwhelmed by the details, but it's almost as if you can't stop focusing on them. You keep wanting more, creating more, because it stems from this pattern of, I can't allow myself to feel the guilt. If you open your heart, the first thing that will come out is the guilt from what it seems to me like it was a romantic disappointment. You wanted to have someone and you couldn't have them. You said something and that person got injured or got hurt. Maybe you were dating two people at the same time, and by the time you realized you loved somebody, the other person felt betrayed and you lost one and you ended up with the one you didn't love. Maybe you accidentally got pregnant on a one-night stand while you were trying to get back at your ex who also cheated on you, but you loved your ex, not the person that got you pregnant. And it's almost as if your current reality, your heart is blocked, you blocked it, and you find it very difficult to be emotionally open because you feel this guilt at the horror, the mistake that you think that you have done. You haven't done a mistake. Things were supposed to happen in this way. It was a divine detour. And now you are at the right point in your life, if you're watching this, if you're drawn to this, to begin opening up your heart again. I feel the need, I don't know why, I feel the need to take the candle and hold it like this. Just in your reading, I feel the need to hold a candle for you. This is so weird. It says here, you throw kindness around like confetti. There you go. That's a little bit of a self-love message, self-affirmation for today. I feel like people might be giving you love, might be giving you compliments, but you're like, pushing them away. It's like, I don't have time for this. I need to build, I need to do other things. To open your heart, learn to accept compliments. A simple thank you. Allow that compliment to make you smile. Allow that compliment to make you think differently about yourself. To open your heart, you have to forgive yourself. You have to do something that improves your self-care regime. For some of you, I don't even think that you have a self-care regime. I think that self-love sounds like a very abstract concept that floats about in the ether. You keep hearing about it on pickacard readings. I published a blog on my website where I talk about how I also didn't understand what self-love means. I wasn't taught what that is. But you can learn it. There's always this moment of revelation when you're like, aha! And sometimes you do it without even knowing what you're doing. So you might be doing it. But I think it's really important for you at the moment to wise up to the realization that enough with harming your heart. Enough with putting a lot of pressure, a lot of guilt on yourself. I'm guessing some of you might be self-harming as well. You don't need to do that anymore. You are loved. You are protected. You are lucky. It's also this jade. Jade is one of the luckiest, most prosperous stones out there. And I feel like the universe wants to give you success, wants to give you an achievement, wants to give you a victory. It's extending its hand. Here, take this cup, take the bubble. So you would do well not to resist. What would happen if you just relax and allow things to happen? Allow the micromanaging to just stop for a while. You could try out an experiment. Another experiment would be, as I said, accepting compliments. Eric Berne, the inventor of transactional analysis and psychology, believed that compliments are like little nuggets of energy. When a person gives you a compliment, it energizes your spirit. It's like, oh, I feel seen. I feel accepted. And generally, cultures, because they prize modesty in a very toxic way, sometimes, they think that if you accept a compliment, you're arrogant. Immediately, like from a very small, I accept a compliment about myself, I feel good within myself, it gets escalated to, you're arrogant. No, it's a spectrum. Accepting compliments is nothing wrong. It doesn't make you arrogant, it doesn't make you evil, it doesn't make you conceited. It makes you feel good. It generally just makes you feel good. Allow yourself to feel good. Allow your heart to breathe a sigh of relief. Whatever happened, happened in the past. Don't put guilt on yourself. Try not to micromanage everything every day. Life and the world is still going to be there tomorrow without you needing to organize it. And this organization comes from this feeling of putting a lot of pressure on yourself. But what happens if you just take a sigh of relief and you let it drop? You might be going through a period of lethargy, not knowing what to do with yourself. The guilt might come up. You might need to process that. And then I feel that there will be a lot of light pouring in. And all of a sudden, this sweet romantic heart of yours is going to come out to play again. It is a process. So I highly suggest for some of you out there that find it very difficult to let go of certain repetitive patterns. And I did mention some pretty heavy stuff like self-harm as well. I did get this. Please work with a counselor. Please work with someone that is able to listen to you, that is able to hold that pain so that you don't have to put it on your shoulders anymore. You can do it. You can definitely do it. I have complete faith in you, pile number 3. Those that were drawn to this really, really beautiful wildflower. Wild flights of fancy. That's what I'm getting with you as well. Okay, that was the message I had for you. I'd better cut this short before it gets completely dark. But I'm sending you so much love and light, and the candle that I was holding for you, may this light enter your life and bless you. If this didn't resonate, please choose another pile. It was my pleasure to create this for you. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay protected. I send you all my love. Bye.